This is my review of the Beach Boys' Good Timing live in England 1980. Not sure how to say the name of where they're at. It's in the title. I think it's pronounced Knebworth or something, but that's why I skipped saying it there, just to explain later that I don't really know how to say it or pronounce it right. So anyway, I'm not really sure when this. I think I read that it came out in like 2005 or something was when this was released. But it's from 1980, and I guess the concert was kind of significant for a few reasons. I think it was their last performance in England until like their reunion tour in 2012. And it was Dennis's last performance over there, I think, or one of his last performances over there, because he died, I think, in '83. Could be wrong about that, but this is also kind of the last album that he's on that I'm reviewing, basically, and yeah, I guess this and this was also, I think, the last time, or the only live album, I mean, that has the lineup of Brian, Al, Mike, Dennis, Carl, and Bruce. They've also got like a bunch of the like extended touring band that they were using around this time with them. So there's a bunch of other people here, like Ed Carter. I can't really remember any of the other names specifically. But yeah, this also, I guess, has a CD version. I don't have the CD version. I thought about buying it before doing this review, and I didn't, just because I was like, well, I've got the DVD already, and I didn't want to spend the money on it. But I'm not really sure if it has more songs or less songs or anything like that, or if this is the full set. But this is the version I'm familiar with, and I've had it for years, so that's what I'm going to talk about. I'm basically going to read the track listing and then kind of say my overall like thoughts on it, instead of like the album, like studio album reviews where I go like track by track. So the order of the tracks and the tracks they play are California Girls, Sloop John B, Darlin', School Days, God Only Knows, Be True to Your School, Do It Again, Little Deuce Coupe, Cotton Fields, Heroes and Villains, Keeping the Summer Alive, Lady Linda, Surfer Girl, Help Me Rhonda, Rock and Roll Music, I Get Around, Surfing USA, You're So Beautiful, Good Vibrations, Barbara Ann, and Fun Fun Fun. So this album, I guess, I've never had it in the CD form, so I don't really know what it would be like to just listen to it. I've always had the video to go along with it and watch it, and I've always really enjoyed it that way. But I don't think, like, if it was just the audio of the concert on its own, I don't think it would be quite as good without the video to it. If I were like, I mean, like, I've thought about doing a video where I rank all their live albums, because when I do the studio ranking part, I'm not going to include the live albums. But I might kind of spoil that a little bit here. But like this album, amongst their live albums, if I was just going audio only, like, it wouldn't rank very high. It would be higher probably than like the first one, just because that doesn't have enough like good songs on it, and some of the songs aren't live. It would definitely be below like Live in London and the Beach Boys in concert, and it'd probably be higher than the reunion one, though, which is going to be the last live album I talk about, and that's I mean, I'll get into this more there, but like, I wouldn't really, that's not one that I would go to listen to a lot, because of the just like, I don't know, I mean, they're older then, and their voices aren't the same. Well, Al Jardine's was, but I mean, and that's not like I don't know, that's not meant to be like a dig at it or anything. I mean, I went to that tour, and it was amazing. It's one of the best concerts I've ever been to because it was just so amazing to see that band and see those original guys play those songs live, and the set list was like amazing. So I mean, I'll talk about that I guess some other time probably too, but rambling a little bit. But this album, the problem with it, like the reason I wouldn't recommend it probably is just a album only without the video, is because it is kind of a rougher performance. I think in some ways, like there's mistakes that are pretty clear. It's a little just like rougher sound. I mean, this is them. In 1980, they've been through a lot at this point. Dennis and Brian certainly kind of like show that, I think, a little bit in their voices and stuff. But like, it's just they're kind of it's like a crustier, rougher kind of sounding album, a little like sloppier than their other live albums in some ways. But that also kind of is what lends to like the charm of it if you're watching the video, because then if you like know things about the Beach Boys history or like read things about it, like this live video kind of like shows a lot of that, it seems like. But it's kind of I don't know, like a really cool watch to have the video with it. So like that I recommend very highly. That I think that like the album on its own, music wise, might not be as good without the video, because like it's just kind of crusty. But some of the stuff on here, like School Days, when they do that, I was not a fan of that song on Keeping the Summer Alive. Here, I'm still not the biggest fan of it, but it's better. I like Al's vocal better. It sounds more like convincing. Still not entirely sure he should be the guy singing that one, but I don't know, that it's definitely like the production on Keeping the Summer Alive, I don't think does that album any favors, and so it definitely sounds better like in the live setting. A lot more energetic. There's, like I said, a lot of backing musicians in this concert. There's a while where Dennis kind of like steps away from the drums and comes up and does stuff in like the front of the with the rest of the band, like singing, and he like plays the piano at one point and stuff like that. And there's another guy that drums, so that happens from between like Cotton Fields to Help Me Rhonda in the tracks. It's cool, I think, when that it's Dennis's, well, it's not cool that it's Dennis's last concert there, but I think it's cool that he comes up front some for this concert, like, because I don't know if that was something that, like, I don't think that he did that really in the early days, I'm not sure, but for like the concert itself, like his performance, I think as a whole is kind of a highlight, because he's very energetic. Like the whole concert, his drumming, when he's drumming, is really like heavy and energetic. He kind of, I think, Rock and Roll, he like, I think tries to end the song a little earlier than the rest of the band. Kind of goes into his like closing fills before the band was ready. It seemed like, or something seemed like happened. But yeah, just definitely he gives a really energetic performance, like stands on the piano at one point. It's also funny because like him and Mike Love didn't like each other, and there's one point before Surfer Girl where Dennis goes up and just like puts his arm around Mike Love, and it's like you kind of just see the look in Mike Love's face. It's like he kind of goes along with it, and like they're having a laugh and stuff, but it definitely seems like Dennis was trying to like get on his nerves a little bit, and that Mike was kind of not happy. During another kind of example of the sloppy stuff it's kind of cooler to watch than it would probably be to hear, is like during the end of Keeping the Summer Alive, Carl breaks a string. Like I'm pretty sure he's getting ready to start doing a guitar solo, and just string breaks, and Ed Carter kind of has to pick up the solo because Carl's like trying to deal with the broken string. So, and then at the end of the song, he tells the audience, he's like, broke a string. But yeah, it's kind of, I don't know, it's cooler to see that than it is to hear it. And probably the last thing I'm going to mention about it really is during the song Surfer Girl. Another thing that I've always thought was kind of cool was there's a part where like Brian comes in and sings, and Dennis kind of introduces him first, and then it cuts to Brian singing, and then it cuts back to Dennis, and just like the look on his face, he just looks so happy that like his older brother's there singing and stuff. And I've always thought that was just kind of like a really like touching moment in the whole concert. So anyway, this I probably, if I was going off of just the audio of it, which like I said, I haven't really, I mean, I've like put it on in the background and not really watched the video and just kind of listened to it before, and I do enjoy the music, but like I said, it's a little bit kind of a rougher sounding thing, and some people might not be into that. I do kind of enjoy that in a live album. I like if they don't sound like the studio completely, and if they're kind of rough sometimes, I think it's fun. But I'd probably give it like a 3 out of 5 if I was just listening to the audio. I think with the video though, I definitely give it a 5 out of 5 because I think it's really cool to just see the band give a really energetic and fun performance at this kind of stage in their career when things weren't the best between them, but they still could just go play these great songs and sound great and put on a great show. So I definitely recommend checking out the video version of this concert.